folks, DeeDee here with ICAD number 19, and I am going to be doing some collaging in the background, in the background of this ICAD. So index card a day, going kind of strong here. It's taking me a little bit of time to edit the videos, but I have a stack of ICADs to share with you, so if you'll stay tuned, I'll have a lot of videos out for you. My index cards are 3 by 5 inches or 5 by 3 inches. They're 5 inches wide by 3 inches tall. And then so far I have actually only turned one from landscape to portrait view, but I plan to do a few more like that. So keep your eyes out. Yeah, I'm really enjoying these miniature pieces of art and kind of like experimenting with different smaller techniques on each one and, you know, trying not to overdo them, but staying true to the things that I love. And it's fun because consistency really helps you sort of figure out your style. And so even though I am testing and experimenting and sort of playing with all these different the ideas and techniques, like I love them all, and it's fun to sort of go back and forth and include them in different ways and layer them up. So I used some UHU here, and I adhered a bunch of scraps. They are quite literally just scraps that are laying on my desk or are in my little turny compartment basket. Kind of one of those like little fake parts tools. So bunch of parts bins. Had a bunch of scraps in there. One was a jelly print, some vintage book text. One piece was from an old memo book, and then one piece, that white one on top, is some music notes. So yeah, I just glued those down with UHU, and you even saw the process there. I kind of tore and turned them a little bit, but I didn't think that much about it because I knew that once I get to work here, I am going to use some gesso. So I made sure that all the papers were glued down and dry and permanent to the index card. And then I got out some Liquitex Gesso and a palette knife, and I used gesso, the great equalizer, and I sort of just scraped it back and forth on some of the surfaces, and what it does is it picks up the texture from the paper, including where the papers overlap, and then it kind of helps them all just sort of more blend in together. In the same sort of idea here, I have scribbled on the gesso with my broken Stabilo Marks All. So the reason that I specifically scribbled on the gesso is because the gesso is a non-porous surface, and so even though it's like plaster based, it still is a lot more non-porous than just open pulp paper. So what I did was I scribbled on the gesso, and then I used my water to activate the Stabilo and kind of moved that grunginess around. If I had scribbled directly on the paper, then there would be scribble marks left behind, even after I activated it with water. So I just used the water and moved the Stabilo out all around the page, including on top of the paper. And then I dried that. Now I've been really enjoying using my Dreamscapes collection that I just designed for 7 Dot Studio, and it has these kind of like warm yellow and pink tones to it. And so I've been using a lot of the die cuts and the stickers as different elements in my ICADs and different elements in my collaging. So here I'm using the die cuts sheet. It's a 6 by 12 sheet, and it has like circles and labels and a couple like pennants and arrows and stars and hearts and just kind of some basic shapes. So what I did was I used one of those shapes and I glued it down, and then I did some free motion stitching around it to sort of bring your eye to the circle. And when I picked that circle, I picked it because the color variation was different, and then after I had the free motion stitching done, it was too blatant, like it was too kind of in your face for the muted tones of the rest of the card. So I did the free motion stitching, and then I went back and I got the other circle that I had sort of been contemplating and glued it down on top, and it was like perfect. It was awesome. I couldn't even believe how cool it turned out. Now I scribbled some Stabilo down in the bottom of a plastic cup, and I'm using the back of my paintbrush to add some dots. Now I did have something in mind, and I just switched to the brush portion of the paintbrush. I had this idea in my head, and I was going for something a bit more specific, and I didn't end up liking how this was turning out. So the great thing about Stabilo is that it's always water reactive. So I just got my brush wet and then used those dots to kind of grungy up the card a little bit more. And then it hit me that sort of this like scratchy little like ladder type piece that's on the circle, it's white, and it wasn't really meshing that well with everything that was going on, so I mimicked the same shape with the pen right over it. And then I've been mentioning that I have all these words kind of hanging out on my desk lately, this vintage book text. And in my last ICAD, I did a pocket, and the book text said that was her particular sort of glamour. And I mentioned that her particular set of glamour was a magical beauty, which are the words that I used on this ICAD. So the two ICADs sort of go together, and they both utilize my collection, my Dreamscapes collection for 7 Dot Studio, but they're fun because they each stand individually as well. So it's really, really nice, and I really enjoy, I really am enjoying sort of making these ICADs sort of cohesive and then sort of not. But one of the great things is that their size keeps them cohesive as well, because they're all start out 3 by 5 inches, and some of them maybe go a little bit off the edge, and some of them might have strings hanging, and some of them might be more colorful than others. But because this is giving me the chance to really sort of like hone my style, and I think we all forever in our entire lives will struggle with, what is my style? What do I call it? We don't get to name it. So your style, someone's going to give your style a name after you're dead and gone. That's how it works. That's what happens in art. So keep that in mind. I feel like I struggle with this a lot, but I'm trying to just relax and have fun and go with art, and art is art. And I've been doing art my whole life. So don't get caught up on what your style is. But if you need to figure out what your style is, sort of do some projects like this that are similar, where you can kind of keep doing the same stuff over and over and over and over until you really find the things you love. And I got way off on this tangent, but really quick, I just want to say that was golden fluid acrylic that I put a bunch of dots all over my background with the back of my paintbrush. A really cool tool. Don't lose that. So thank you again for being here. Sorry that I kind of got lost a little bit there in chatting. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I got lots of videos coming out. Lots of stuff is happening. All kinds of things going on. Some of it I can't say. Some of it I could. But I don't want to get lost in another tangent. So please subscribe. We got lots coming up. And check out this video here. You might like this one. It's another ICAD. And thanks. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.